Greetings Series 1 lovers and all Land Rover lovers. So I went on a little trip today, only about 40 mile further down into Devon, to pick up this 2-litre diesel Rover engine. This is fitted into the late Series 1s and early Series 2s, and they're very rare. This is the rebuild we're doing now. We're doing a Series 1 2-litre diesel rebuild. It's all matching numbers and all original. But this came up, and I know how rare they are, the 2-litre diesels. So I took it up. It's got a nasty hole in the sump, which I realised to my horror once we were picking it up and putting it in the back of the van. So I've got gooey, messy black stuff all in the back of the van now, which is not very nice. And I've actually walked it into the house as well on the bottom of my boot. So first job before this goes any further is to take the sump off. Oh, I've looked into getting replacement. You can't get them, obsolete. So I can't buy a new sump for it. And I'm not waiting around to find a second-hand one, because that would probably be rather a long wait. So I'm going to take this one off and repair it, and then put it back on, and then I'll be able to get the engine out and stand it up. So first things first, get all those bolts undone. Right, so I've got my selection of persuaders here. That's my impersonation of Steam Wally. If you haven't checked out his channel already, check it out. Excellent channel for Series Land Rover. Apologies, Steam Wally, if you didn't like the mimic of your accent there. Ooh. Oh, look. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Look at the oil. Oh dear. Oh. If I wasn't on camera, I'd be saying something else. Oh, look at the sludge in that. Oh my god. That wasn't very healthy, was it? Wow. Can you see that, viewers? Can you? Can you? Look at that. Right, let's get all this cleaned up. Get it into the degreasing machine and get it cleaned up. Oh my god. Right, so I found a suitable tray, but let's look at this stuff. I haven't worked out whether that's a bird's nest or what in there. That's pretty bad. That can't be good for an engine. I need to get out as much as possible, because I don't want to put all this into my parts degreaser machine. Because they cost a fortune to be changed, to have the fluids changed. What else have we got? Oh, there's a big hole there. I'm going to put you down for a minute while I get on with this. Right, so we've got most of it out. Well, I've got all of it out, bar a bit of oil. So it can go in the degreasing machine now. And then we're going to have a look at this and see what's in it. So now we find ourselves at the parts washer. Here he is in all his glory. I love the smell of a parts washer. It's awesome. Reminds me of when I was a youngster. I used to go and stay with my uncle in the school holidays. And he had a lawnmower repair business and a workshop. And he used to let me strip an old engine down and clean it. They were the days. I didn't know what I was doing then, and I still don't. Right, I'm not going to dwell on this too long because we all know what it is. It's just swarf and oil and stuff, but it's, I don't know, I've never seen anything like it. So it's almost like the remnants of a children's stuffed toy or something. It seems to have fabric in it. Oh my god, there's a big bit of metal there. Oh, that's the bit out of the sump, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, I can weld that back in, look. That's the bit of sump there. I think it is, isn't it? It's plastic. Hang on, let's have a look at that. That's weird. Why is it? Why am I whispering? That's just the weirdest thing ever. It's like a it's hard to describe it. It's got a hard outer casing, but it's not hard. It's not metal. It's just like a cork or a plastic or something. And underneath, it's like a soft, like wet fiberglass would be before it's set. Oh, what the hell is that? That's insane. How did it get in the engine? And this stuff is like the backing of that. Oh, it's so thick. But it is, yeah, it's not swarf. It's got no sharp, it's not sharp. It is all soft. It is like a Hessian sack or something. But one that's been sitting in an engine for 50 years. Yeah, look at it. It's like, yeah, those bits, the bits that are sticking out, they're not sharp, so they're not swarf. They're all soft. This is insane. Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? What's a leaf? Is it? No, it's not a leaf. It is a leaf. Oh, that is it. There's got to be a leaf in it, but it's really, it's had so much oil on it that it's like gone like a piece of plastic. That's amazing. There you go. A whole leaf inside your sump. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's... I don't think there's going to be any money in here. That's what I was hoping for, obviously. Or maybe a diamond ring. But, yeah, it's just the same. It's just really... it's like a thick Hessian mat or something. Hessian sack. Anyway. That's that, really. That's really... nothing else to say, but that's what you find in the sump of a Series 1 2-litre diesel engine. And there he is, all nice and clean. All we've got to do now, once my hand stops shaking, is oh, it's starting to shake even more. Hold on a minute. Just have to reboot myself. There we go. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to try and separate the tray there from the actual sump, which will make it easier for the repairs. Okay, so I've just got hold of a 2-litre diesel engine, another one, as a backup for this one. This is the one that's going back into our restoration. This is the original 2-litre diesel that went in our Series 1. We've got a matching numbers vehicle, the original chassis, original engine, so which is great. Took me several years to find a matching numbers Series 1 for restoration, but I managed it. But I've always been a little bit concerned, I've never heard the engine running, because obviously it wasn't a runner when I got it, that there might be some issues. And because this 2-litre diesel engine is so hard to come by now, they're very rare, I've actually found one. Well, you've seen it's in the back of the van, but it came with a radiator, but not just a radiator, it came with the front cowling, well, the cowling, the fan cowl it came with, which is this bit on the front. Now that is definitely something I couldn't get hold of. That's about the only part left to find for our restoration, was that. And I've got one. That's our radiator. That's the original radiator as well, and it's been recored and completely rebuilt by a well-known chap, Tony, up in Yorkshire somewhere, Leeds I think, I can't remember where I took it. He featured in one of the Land Rover magazines anyway, so I took it up there to him. And he recored it and completely rebuilt it. So that's our radiator, but it was lacking a cowl. And ta-da! There's a cowl on that one. So that's going to be taken off and restored and put onto ours. Alright, so the sump is out of the degreaser. It's nice and clean. All the nasty muck is out of it. Giving it a wipe down. Now we have to face the issues we've got here with a big hole in it. And it's all creased as well. It's all a bit of a pooey mess, to be honest. I'm not sure how much of this is original shape and how much of it is banged in. I think that's probably original shape there, the way it comes around. I think it's literally just the top here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of sheet steel, probably 2mm, something like that, and I'm going to cut it out around here to this size and beat it, shape it, and I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut all this out and then weld in the new bit. That's the plan anyway. I haven't managed to get this off yet. I've had a good go at rounding it off. I'm quite impressed with that effort actually. It's very rounded now. Let's see if we can actually get it out. I just wanted to share this with you. So like I was saying, I rounded the bolt off there, the drain plug, but I just stuck it in the vise nice and tight, and then because it's got such leverage, it turned almost straight away. Amazing. I couldn't do without a vice. They're just like one of the most awesome parts of your workshop equipment, having a vice. We've got some bad news. It seems there's a lot more damage to this than I thought. So we've got this rather large hole here, but also we've got a lot of corrosion. This here, oh, well, that was coming out anyway, so that's not a big deal. But all down this side as well, that's corroded all the way along there. There's holes there, look, you can see the holes there, but there's also holes along there where the oil's coming out of. And that's right next to the drain plug, which is a bit of a pisser. So I don't know, I'm not sure now. If it wasn't so close to the drain plug, I wouldn't be so worried, because you could just fold it over and cut down to here. As it's going to be messing around there, I don't know. We'll see. I could, well, yeah, we could cut this out. We could cut the drain plug out and the neck. Replace this all the way down to the side, the whole of the top. Need a wide-angled lens. Replace all this and bring it down over the side to here, and then drill a hole in it. Reinstate the neck afterwards. It's a shame we've got to do all that, but these things just aren't available. Anyway, we'll have a think about it. Great news! We've liberated the cowling off of the old rusty radiator, and it's in very, very good condition. Bad news is I've got a hostage. Now I'm trying to coax him onto the radiator. I'm trying to negotiate a deal where he can live on the radiator, because I don't want that. But you can't really live on the cowling, because that's going to get sandblasted and painted. Come on. Go on, if you get. If I leave him tonight, he'll be gone in the morning. Bound to be. Right, looks a bit drastic. Looks a bit drastic, but it's going to be okay. Let's turn the power on. That's really thick, that is. I'm really surprised how thick that metal is, especially around the sides. I don't know how you managed to dent it so much, perforate it. Well, I suppose it's off-roading and stuff like that, going over rocks and things. I suppose we'll do all this. What we've got to do now is cut the neck out of this. I'll put that in the vise and do that. Are you joking? So what I'll do with this is when I get some new flappy discs, which I've run out of, I'll grind this down so the neck is round, and then all I need to do then is drill a hole in the metal that I'm replacing it with, and then weld it in. This tricky little angle here now to sort out. And the bend in there. Right, because this is the trickiest angle to do because it's got to be bent down yet, but at the same time this has got to be, some of this has got to be taken away. So what I'm going to do is take it off in sections. So I'm going to cut a piece off here, then I'll get a bit closer, take a piece off here, and then when I start forming it around, I'll know what's left then. But the last thing I want to do is take too much off, so when I've formed it around there's a big gap. And here it is. Let's just hope I didn't take too much off. Ooh. Oh dear. So we've worked our way around, pulling it down and tacking it over this curve. I'm not sure what we're going to do at this end because this is a real dodgy piece of shaping. So we're going to have to, I don't know, make it up as we go along. Nothing new there then. Right, so we've made some adjustments here. I've cut that off and folded it in, and now we're just going to tack it. Well, the shape's coming. We're going to find another piece now to go in. So it's literally going to be that shape there. It's a nice little triangle. Right, I've got some issues here, and that's because the steel plate that I used is a lot thinner than the steel used in the sump. So we've got different thicknesses. It's blowing through. It's blowing through really quickly, really easily, which is a real pain. So I'm trying to fill blowout holes at the moment. But it's covered. Just got to fill these blowout holes and we'll be done. All I've got to do now then is refit the drain plug. Although I can't find it at the moment for some reason. It's obviously fallen off the bench and don't know where it's gone.